we got ESPN once again, making complete idiots out of themselves when it comes to Caitlin Clark.
Did ESPN just torch its own credibility on live television? In 10 seconds, veteran analyst Carolyn Peck flipped the Indiana Fever's Cinderella story into an indictment of their brightest star, insisting that the team is even more dangerous without Caitlin Clark.
A 25-point blowout of the Lynx in the Commissioner's Cup final, and then 27 against the Aces in this one. And both of those games without Caitlin Clark. How is Indiana getting this done right now?
Look, I think that Indiana is even more dangerous when Caitlin Clark doesn't play because she's a ball-dominant guard. The ball's in her hands a lot, so you know what you need to try to take away.
Makes you think, who the hell is this lady, and does she even watch basketball? Or was she just talking nonsense?
Clark, we knew this narrative was coming. As soon as the team started looking better, as soon as the team started playing better, making shots, playing defense, gelling a bit more, we knew they would say what? Well, all of this is taking place because Cece's not there. Without Caitlin Clark, this team is much better.
The words hit the SportsCenter desk like a stray firework, showering sparks across a league that had finally found its mainstream moment. Viewers who tuned in for highlight reels of Clark's logo threes were suddenly staring at a hater who seemed ready to bench the WNBA's biggest ratings magnet.
There is no other media entity that hates them some Caitlin Clark like ESPN.
Timing made the jab feel personal. Clark was sidelined with a groin strain, yet her Fever had just flattened the Lynx by 25 in a Commissioner's Cup Classic and pummeled the defending champ Aces by 27.
These people must be shitting their pants right now, seeing how this team is performing with Caitlin Clark healing up, knowing that when she comes back, she has a point guard behind her and Ari McDonald that's going to let the good times roll.
Within minutes, the clip ricocheted from coast to coast. Fever fans demanded respect, and every retweet fanned the blaze. For the worldwide leader, outrage translated to clicks. For Clark's Legion, it felt like sabotage disguised as analysis.
Should not be surprising when you have followed their history for the last decade. And I'm talking about ESPN. That's exactly why, by the way, their ratings have steadily declined for the last decade. Is clown show takes like you got after the Fever defeated the Aces without Caitlin Clark.
Here's the kicker. Clark isn't merely a stat sheet. She's a ratings magnet whose rising tide lifts all W boats. Ticket sales, merch drops, broadcast windows. Downplay her, and you poke at the engine powering league growth. Yet Peck did more than poke. She swung a sledgehammer. Simply put, a generation raised on instant replay is now armed with instant rebuttal, and that loop is redefining who gets to narrate the sport's future. But that televised spark was only the opening salvo. What unfolded online turned a hot take into a full-scale inferno.
ESPN is all about agenda, and I'm going to tell you why. It's the very same network that I've sat back, listened to them ramrod how great Angel Reese is down people's throats, while the power forward shoots 29% from the field.
Really said, look, I think Indiana is even more dangerous when Caitlin Clark doesn't play because she's a ball-dominant guard. She cites those cup blowouts as Exhibit A and hails Mitchell's green light spree and Boston's liberated post-ups. From a pure hoops angle, the logic isn't insane. Star sits, touches spread. But let's be honest, this take is wild. Third-party accounts slice the quote, memify it, and upload loops before ESPN's own socials hit publish. In 24 hours, the montage racks 10 million views, each caption more incendiary than the last. ESPN says Fever better without Clark. Still, the gulf between healthy skepticism and shock jock hyperbole is vast.
Trying to spread the narrative that now the Indiana Fever don't even need Caitlin Clark. Now, this same person said that Angel Reese was a better rookie than Caitlin Clark.
Peck's sin was overreach, labeling Clark a system clog instead of acknowledging defensive adjustments and tiny sample sizes. Even sympathetic analysts admitted the pendulum hadn't just swung, it sparked nuance into the conversation.
We all heard exactly what you said. Stand by it and defend it. If that's what you believe, even you know the statement was complete foolish nonsense, but it would get you attention.
People are starting to question ESPN professionalism and basketball knowledge. Does this lady really think the Indiana Fever are better without Caitlin Clark? Like, what kind of planet is she on? Does she even watch sports? What hit Twitter next made that desk side hot take look tame? Fever Nation moved like a hive. In the first hour, hashtag ESPN exposed vaulted to number 1. 2 on US trends. By dawn, hashtag Clark deserves respect was skyrocketing.
You must have dementia like Joe Biden. That's good. You literally said they are more dangerous without Caitlin Clark. You have so many bad takes on Clark. I really hope you get let go. Mistakes get made all the time. Running from them is beneath any person. Stand on it and regain your respect. I think it's too late for that.
Outrage became inventory. Petitions followed. A Change.org call for an on-air apology crossed 25,000 signatures by noon. People are questioning Peck, stating how the hell did she even get the job in the first place? Does this girl even watch ball? Yet the sheer volume of user-generated defense proved Clark's appeal isn't confined to highlight junkies. Parents of AAU point guards, retirees who once booed Cheryl Miller, even first-time W watchers joined. Journalism professors flagged the episode. Exhibit A in participatory fact-checking, they traced how a phrase mutates across platforms, shedding context like snakeskin, cauterizing perception. Still, ESPN's accounts posted routine baseball clips while mentions burned.
Of course, it has to be just, well, you remove Caitlin and now they play better. It couldn't be the fact that they're starting to gel. It couldn't be the fact that the confidence went up after winning that Commissioner Cup. It couldn't be the fact that DeWanna Bonner leaving and quitting on the team didn't give them a boost.
Fans read the silence as smugness. Numbers whispered truth, drama shouted louder. But arithmetic cannot be ignored forever. Numbers never panic. Let's see what they say. Strip away hot take glitter, and the data glare is blinding. With Clark suited up, Indiana averages 86.7 points and a brisk 108.4 offensive rating. Without her, output free falls below 78, pace sinks from 78 to 71 possessions, and assist percentage nosedives 12 points.
It's the Indiana Fever, with and without Caitlin Clark. First 4 games of the season, net rating 11.9. Without Caitlin Clark, net rating drops to 2.6. Ooh.
Net rating flips from healthy positive to basement negative. Translation: when Clark plays, the Fever hum. When she sits, gears grind. Dig deeper. Her 8.1 dimes trail only Chelsea Gray. Remove that hub and defender sag, strangling Mitchell's pull-up game. Second spectrum cameras show catch-and-shoot EFG jumps 8% in Clark minutes. Critics scream turnovers, 4.4 nightly, but ignore 33% usage and a positive ratio. Great quarterbacks throw picks. Great guards sling lasers. Even her defense trims opponent fast break points by forcing teams into half-court sets after her hit-ahead outlets. So if the stats slam the door, why keep the myth alive?
The network lies to the people that watch it. It's because they got an agenda. Let's just be real. It's a woke network.
Look, controversy isn't a side dish at ESPN. It's the whole entree. The network knows that any segment with Caitlin Clark in the Kyron spikes views like an energy drink, so they keep serving takes hotter than showing highlight reels. But when Carolyn Peck insisted Indiana is more dangerous without the most electric rookie in decades, fans everywhere tilted their heads like, wait, yay, she swears she knows basketball? Seriously, do some of these reporters even listen to themselves? We're talking about a player who drags extra defenders the moment she crosses half court, boosts her team's assist rate by double digits, and sells out NBA arenas on a Tuesday. Yet somehow the worldwide leader spun a 2-game sample size into a big picture prophecy. Does the ESPN brain trust even know what they're doing, or are they just rolling dice and praying for engagement bonus snake eyes? Because from the outside, it feels less like analysis and more like improv night with a teleprompter. And here's the wild part. Stirring the pot works.
Seriously. You don't know what you're talking about.
Every Clark fatigue rant earns triple the clicks of a balanced breakdown. It's the algorithmic jackpot. Meanwhile, fans at home are yelling, I can't believe that's what's going on in their heads. But the network cashes the ad checks, shrugs, and tees up the next hot take carousel. Cue the eye roll transition, because the backlash was just getting started.
I did not say Caitlin Clark is not valuable. She's a great player for those who only see Caitlin. I was complimenting the rest of the team. The Fever have several weapons. Yes, they lost last night. They have lost games with her. Respect the whole Indiana Fever team.
48 hours and 10 million roast tweets later, Peck logged onto Twitter with a clarification nobody asked for. I did not say Caitlin isn't valuable. Respect the whole Fever team. Oh, so that's what you meant. Interesting, because the clip we saw sure sounded like Clark's holding them back. Translation: moonwalk mode activated. Social media pounced. One fan replied, nah, stand on your take. You can't unring that brick. Another posted the Homer into the bushes gif and captioned it, "Does the ESPN reporter even know what she's doing?" Black and White Sports threw gasoline on the bonfire, replaying Peck's quote at chipmunk speed while flashing, "Receipts never expire in neon."
And no matter how much backtracking ESPN tries to do, their hating-ass analyst towards Caitlin Clark, nah, you do not get to try to blend back into the bushes like Homer Simpson. That does not get to happen.
Even neutral viewers muttered, "I can't believe that's what's going on in their heads when they tweet." Back in Bristol, the suits debated damage control. Put Peck on first take for a mea culpa? Hide her until the timeline cools? They chose door number 2, radio silence. But silence only amplified the chorus of, "Yeah, she swears she knows basketball." The longer ESPN ducked, the louder fans laughed. And just when you thought the roast was cooling off, the independent channels cranked the burner to high. When your hot take ages like cottage cheese, you don't get to fade into the bushes like Homer Simpson, ma'am. Stand on your hate. Viewers ate it up, firing comments like, "Does ESPN ever watch the games?" And "I can't believe that's what's going on in their heads when they pick analysts." So after all the finger pointing and gif spamming, where does that leave Clark and the league she's rebooting in real time? When the fever land in LA, ticket prices already looked like Coachella scalps. Clark's listed as probable, Sparks defenders are bracing for deep range trauma, and ESPN's cameras will be glued to every dribble, hoping she either validates or obliterates Peck's prophecy. One Logo 3 could clap back louder than any tweet, yet the bigger picture is crystal. Fans now own the bullhorn. If a talking head goes rogue, yay, even one who swears she knows basketball, receipts rain down in seconds. Networks can't memory hole live TV when every smartphone doubles as DVR. Credibility is a fragile currency, and ESPN just bounced a check in public.
I'm going to be real. I think these people's hate runs so deep, they truly believe Caitlin Clark's not a good player. I think they truly feel that way. It's absurd because it's not based on actual basketball skill.
For the WNBA, the stakes are grand slam huge. Clark's draw is fueling primetime slots, new sponsors, and record merch drops. Mishandle the narrative and you risk cooling the hottest growth streak women's hoops has ever seen. For ESPN, the lesson is brutal but simple. Do your homework or get dunked on by the very fan base you're trying to monetize. So pick a side, Team Clark, Team Hater, or Team Popcorn Watcher, and buckle up. Because when the next chapter tips and Caitlin Clark drops 30 plus, we'll all be here asking the same question. Does that ESPN reporter finally get it? Or will we need another round of receipts? Hit like, smash subscribe, and sound off below. I'd like to know your thoughts on Pecker, and if her credibility as an ESPN analyst should be questioned. Maybe ESPN is better when she calls out of work.